Yo, it's your boy Opliuy, and today we're just going to be doing yet another My Hero What If. So this is what if Deku was a god. So, let's get into it. Deku is still born without a quirk, but it's nothing. Deku does not care. He's nothing like the Deku that we have in the anime or the manga. He's totally different. He doesn't care about himself that much. He only cares about helping others. So when Bakugo was about to fall when they were marching, when he tried to help him, he did not care about him about the fall. He was just trying to help Bakugo. Bakugo got mad and called him a clickless loser, and ever since then they have never been friends. So it's a time skip of him pretty much training just to become a hero to save others, because that's what he wants to do with his life. Since he's a god, he can just fucking do whatever he wants. He pretty much became a millionaire or a billionaire because he can just make money. Just make exact duplicates of money. Yeah. So when he actually does grow up in middle school, he's not going to the same middle school as Bakugo, so he's not getting bullied his whole life. Now, over the time of him finding out he can make money, he found out that he had extraordinary abilities that pretty much are super intelligence, super strength, super speed, and lots more. So, with the 10 months of training from All Might, he doesn't actually take one for all. He just heals them because he cares about others more than he cares about himself. So he would just heal All Might with his God healing. And now to get to the UA entrance exam. So let's do it. So now that he's at the UA entrance exam, he pretty much corrects tests. Like he's smarter than Nezu at this point. So when he gets to the practical exam, he's just easy bodying people. He's just teleporting to just different places and just to fuck shit up, It's too easy for him. It's literally too easy for him. So when he's just fucking shit up, he has like 89 points. He decides to stop, and he's even helping people. He's on like a building, just fucking helping people. They're struggling. He would just make a blast, like an energy blast in his hand, and just throw it at it, so they can get an extra point. So Deku doing that, when he does eventually is about to fly off, he hears a scream from Uraraka, and that's when he pretty much just makes a clone of himself. He just multiplied, and his clone pretty much took care of the robot, the zero pointer, and the actual him had to take care of Uraraka. And since he's a god, he's gonna get the girls. So he's just a god. But anything that doesn't make sense, it's just because he's a god. So Deku is just chilling, pretty much helping out Uraraka. And since he knows all, he just knows everybody, quirk and name. So he just says bye to her and he flies off. And with the days of waiting, Inko pretty much asked him, do you think you got in? He's like, maybe. Doesn't really matter. And once he does get in, he goes to the UA building, and once he's in there, he's kind of to look for UA. Then once he does find it, he says, okay. And he opens the door and he sees Bakugo. He's not like he don't like Bakugo. It's just that he just, like, he literally still thinks that him and Bakugo are still friends. Because the last time they see each other, they were friends. They just ended off at a bad situation right there. So, Deku still trying to greet Bakugo, and Ida trying to come up to him. Ida pretty much tries to come up to him, and he pretty much just says, hi, Ida, and just, he already knows his name, so it just doesn't really matter. So he just says hi to Ida, and he tries to talk to Bakugo, and Bakugo says, you quirkless bum, how did you even get in this class? He says, I just came here. And that's when Uraraka, pretty much comes in the class to talk to Deku and thank her for saving him. Or thank him for saving her. That's when Aizawa would cut in and just tell him to shut the fuck up and go outside. Once they do go outside, he gets handed a ball, or Deku gets handed a ball. He throws it, he gets infinity. Now for the side-to-side lunges, Benetta does not get first place. Deku does. He's just a god. And now for the grip strength, he fucking obliterates that shit. So now for the run test, he just teleports, so he gets first. He gets 0.0.0.0. So he just only gets 0. Doesn't even get a second on there. So Deku just gets first place. This angers Bakugo, Todoroki, Ida. Kirishima is not really mad, but he's like, what? He's kind of mad because Bakugo said that he was quirkless and he's beating all of them. So he's like, nah. Even though Aizawa was astonished, he's like, what is your quirk, kid? What is your quirk? And, Deku just looks at him and says, I'm pretty sure it says it on the paper that I'm quirkless. So yeah, I'm pretty much quirkless. And everybody's looking like, nah, shut the fuck up. You're not quirkless. Shut the fuck up. So later, when they get back into the class, they have to go for the All Might pretty much shows up because he's a full-time All Might now. And he pretty much shows up and he pretty much looks at, Deku. They pretty much both have yellow hair, or gold hair, I guess you can say. And, so with that being said, he would pretty much, All Might would walk in, he would look at Deku and, Todoroki would see they both have gold hair, and so he would just even further push that they look alike because they're both fast as shit, strong as shit, so he just really thinks that he's All Might's son. So yeah. So he really thinks that he's All Might's son. So once they do get into the hero costumes, which that was the second one. But once they do get into the hero costumes, Deku doesn't really have one. He just has a hoodie, and he's just chilling. So when they do get into the building, Uraraka asks the plan, and he just touches her shoulder, and they teleport up to the 5th floor. Yeah, they just teleport up to the fifth floor, and they just teleport to the bomb, so nothing happens. They just win. And Bakugo says it's cheating, and Ida just like he still doesn't even know if that's pure speed or teleportation. So he's like, Nani, that's speed. So they just teleport out of there, and the rest of the matches go as normal. So for the second day, they pretty much go out for the, what's it called? USJ. So for the USJ, they pretty much do USJ things, I guess. So once they all pile up on the bus, they ask about quirks again and how they work, and about all that stuff, and Deku still says he doesn't have a quirk. When he got, evaluated, pretty much said that he doesn't have a quirk. And no one really believes him, except for like Bakugo. But Bakugo's Bakugo. Ain't nobody trying to listen to Bakugo. So it's kind of still unbelievable, and it just ain't it for. He's like, I can show you the papers. I'm telling you, I can show you the papers. So with pretty much Deku and the rest of the class coming out, Deku would just charge up a ball of energy. Just gonna say ball of energy, and he charges up and he pretty much points it at a water fountain. And everybody's like, what is he doing? And that's when the portal opens up, and Shigaraki pretty much head comes out, and that's when he blasts it in. So Shigaraki does not come out the portal. That means he's stuck with the Nomu. That means that it's just the rest of the villains in, the smoke guy, the Kirigiri. So they pretty much, the rest of the class is pretty much bodying the other villains, because now they know what's going on. So Kirigiri tries to pull the portal thing, and Deku just tells them to all go, and they all start running off. And now they pretty much have multiple people beating on Kirigiri. And now that the portal has been opened for the Nomu has kicked him out. And since All Might is there, because he's a full-time All Might now, he pretty much just one-punches the All Might. He's pretty much the one-punches the Nomu, because he's at full 100%. And you're probably saying, no, he was at full 100% when he punched the Nomu in Cannon. No, he was not. He was at 75%. He could never go up to 100. So Deku and All Might and the rest of the class, they pretty much do the actual USJ thing now. And since they kind of did that rescue training, they have 2 weeks to go train for the what do you call it? The sports festival. So when they pretty much try to, for the first day of their freedom from school, they pretty much all go to the mall like they did in season 3, but in season 1. And pretty much the same thing happens, and for the rest of it, Uraraka and Deku pretty much train, because they know each other and whatever. So with the time skip of the 2 weeks of them training, Deku doesn't really have to train. All he did was try to help Uraraka up her speed and her strength, because she can't just rely on her quirk that can barely do shit. So, that being said, let's get into the sports festival. So for the race, Deku just teleports and people saying he's cheating. Oh, Shinzo is like, nah, bro. I'm so tired of these people who have better quirks than me, man. I'm trash. I'm trash. And that's when one was like, if I steal his quirk, I'm gonna be godly. And and pretty much once the cavalry battle happens, it's Uraraka, Tokoyami, and Meihatsume, and he's pretty much just carrying them all at this point. So when Monoma tries to touch Deku, when he does, he gets no quirk. He's like, what? Where's your quirk? And that's when Deku pretty much just looks at him. He looks at him and says, I don't have a quirk, and speeds up and gets the first place. And now to the 1v1s. So with the 1v1s, Deku versus Shinzo. Shinzo would say, you're so lucky you have a powerful quirk. And Deku would cut him off and say, I don't have a quirk. And since that wasn't really a question, and Shinzo doesn't really understand his quirk, he doesn't even know what's going on, so he's confused. And that's when Deku pretty much goes up to him and pushes him out like he does in the anime. And now for the next match, Ida versus Mei Hatume. Ida wins and he gets bodied. The next match, Momo versus Tokiyami. Momo gets bodied and Tokiyami goes on into the next match. And now for Todoroki versus Bakugo. Todoroki versus Bakugo would pretty much go like Bakugo would come out to the stage and says, "Oh, you gotta use your full quirk. You think you're better than me because you won't use your full quirk? I'll beat you up right now. Oh, I'll clap you right now. I don't care. I'll clap you." And Todoroki's like, "I don't even have to waste my time using my fire, and plus I'm never gonna use my fire anywhere on anybody. That shit is trash. I want to show my father I can do this shit without his quirk." And he's pretty much looking at him like, "The fuck are you talking about, nigga? What?" Okay. They pretty much, Bakugo's pretty much using the explosions to get up into the air, and he does an AP shot downwards, down to Todoroki, and Todoroki would use his ice, but no, it's fucking an explosion. What's ice gonna fucking do against an explosion? So with that being said, he would pretty much evaporate the ice. And now Todoroki's just standing there with no ice covering him, and nothing happens. Bakugo's explosion pretty much just hits him, and he just covers himself in ice, and Todoroki just gets even more mad, and Bakugo pushes him to the limit, to the point where he would use his full power. So, with that being said, Todoroki would pretty much just start using his fire, and he would look onto his side, and he was like, "I forfeit." And he would forfeit the match because he didn't want to use his fire, and since he did, he's a lot disappointed in himself. And now Bakugo's like, no, you gotta do a rematch. No, that wasn't fair. And Bakugo was announced the winner of that match, and that was Bakugo against Deku. And Deku pretty much greets him. He's like, hope you have a good fight. And Bakugo's like, "I'm gonna win, you quirkless loser. And I'm gonna get my rematch with Icy Hot." And Deku's kind of like, "Yeah, sure." And he pretty much Deku's just pretty much looking at him, and Bakugo goes up for another Hauser's impact, and he tries to hit it, and it does jack shit. It does nothing. So, you know what that means, right? You know what that means. He's like, what is his power level? It's over 9,000. He pretty much is like, how is he not getting harmed from my explosion? This is some bullshit. Like, he doesn't even know what's going on anymore. So, when he pretty much sees, Deku just walking down an explosion, everybody's surprised. They probably thought he got fucking exploded. And, he just charges up a yellow energy blast. Okay, I have a name for yellow energy blast. The blast, Yangetsu. So he powers up a Yangetsu, and he pretty much throws it at Bakugo. And during it, just like when he throws it, it's just a little energy ball. So Bakugo doesn't do anything, and it's running at light speeds, but it's probably not gonna hurt. That's what Bakugo was thinking. Then when it's coming towards Bakugo, it expands mad fast. So by the time it's an inch away from Bakugo, it's already at least 2 times bigger as Bakugo. So Bakugo pretty much gets hit by it, and he's about to fall the wing, but he uses explosions, and he's pretty much just on his knees with a broken arm because his explosion is so fucking big. So the explosion that he used was so big to get inside the ring. So when he does look at Deku when he's walking towards him, he pretty much is like, "What type of monster are you? How can you how do you not get harmed by an explosion?" And that's when Deku would just basically say, "I'm not a monster. I'm just a god." And he would just put his hand up, and just a bigger ball of Yangetsu would just pull up off of his hand, and he says, "Well, you forfeit." And Bakugo looks up at it and he says, Yes, let me forfeit, please. Bakugo pretty much with broken bones, just all fucked up. This is where I'm gonna leave this off for the first part of What If Deku Was a God. So, this is pretty much gonna be the end of it.